Welcome back. Well, straight away to the next conversation. And this morning we have with us Nisaba Godrej, the Chairperson and Managing Director at Godrej Consumer. Nisaba, great to have you on the show. Thank you for joining in. Good show in the first quarter, 15% volume growth. I guess your shareholders would be happy. But I'll start with the overall big management question first with, Mr. Sitapati coming on board. In terms of just the working, the management, what changes, if any, can we expect over the next few months?
Well, the changes that we will have a new CEO, and the reason to bring him, to have him come in and lead the company is, to see even more robust growth. So I think we've given him a good starting quarter to this year. So I hope he's going to up the growth on this, and I think to continue to build on our sort of purpose of bringing the goodness of health and beauty to emerging markets.
Okay. Nisaba, hi, good morning and thanks for being with us. So tell us a little bit about what the strategy is for the company over the next 1 to 2 years. A lot of FMCG companies or consumption companies are going big in the D2C or the e-commerce space as well. What are your long-term plans?
So I think if I just sort of touch upon our longer-term plans, I think we are in sort of categories where we are going to see a lot of demand. I think COVID has been sort of a shot in the arm for health and hygiene, and just even hand washing, the kind of demand that's been created because of the pandemic. So I think we are very well placed with very innovative products. We have very strong positions in these categories, so we'll double down on growth there. I think things like, and the world is definitely getting more digital. This was a very high growth sort of potential area, and with the pandemic, that's become even stronger. So I think e-commerce, D2C, building digital first brands is also a key priority for us. As you know, in India, our e-commerce is its own sort of P&L. We recently, brought in an entrepreneur in residence to build these sort of digital first brands. So I think it's a very it's a very volatile time because of the pandemic, and you almost don't know when the next wave will come and what will happen. But I think for strong companies, for companies that are agile, it's also a very interesting time because there are high consumer needs in different categories, and they are shopping and looking for things in different ways. So to tap into those opportunities is what we want to do while sort of delivering double-digit volume growth.
Okay. And Nisaba, just a word on the margins. I mean, at the EBITDA level, it's been in line with street estimates. But if I look at the gross margin, then year on year, there's been a bit of a decline. Are you anticipating more headwinds on the cost front? And since we're speaking costs, I mean, just a word on your advertising expenses for this year. What's the rough outlay there in terms of as a percentage of sales?
So in the first quarter, it was about 5%, a little bit over 5%, both in India and sort of globally. Again, with advertising, we've calibrated, when there's a wave going on, we probably pull back a little bit, especially on sort of discretionary categories. But, advertising is something that we really want to, in something that's very important to build our business. So you will see us continue to invest there. In costs, we've seen palm sort of, which is the big piece for us because of the soap business, soften a little bit. But what we're focusing on is sort of calibrated price increases, price pack architectures, and sort of playing the portfolio to manage margins. Our overall overarching strategy is, volume growth and market share.
Okay. I do understand that Mr. Adi Godrej will be stepping down from the GCPL board starting next month, although he will remain chairman emeritus. Yes. I want to just know what the plan is going forward. What is the plan with respect to the promoter involvement in the group businesses? Is there any kind of family restructuring that is happening at the moment? And if you could just throw some light on that.
Oh, my father is he's made this company what it is and the institution it is. So, we are quite sad to see him step off the board, but he will remain chairman emeritus. And I think he's turning 80 next year. So I think it was, his sort of wish that he felt it was time to step down, and he thinks the business is in safe hands, and there continues to be both very strong independent directors and of course promoter directors on the board, and we're looking forward to also having Sudhir join us on the board.
I'm actually missing Mr. Godrej in this chat. If he was there, I would ask him what's that one piece of advice he'd give to Sudhir Sitapati. Maybe we'll actually ask him that at some point. But
but you can ask Sudhir when Sudhir starts doing this media from next quarter. You can ask.
But okay, let me ask you, Nisaba, since you're there, you said he needs to build on growth. What is going to be that one single biggest focus perhaps that you would expect the entire team to look at? Is it going to be inorganic growth, acquisitions? Is it just going to be driving into rural markets? That one single point focus that you think will be top of mind?
I think organic growth is definitely sort of top of mind. And if you look at, different geographies, different categories, we still see sort of blue ocean opportunities everywhere, correct? We also talked about sort of digital and Engine 2. So I think growth will be the single focus. It'll probably be a much longer interview in terms of where that growth will come from. But, I have a lot of confidence that Sudhir, based his sort of past track record, has a lot of clarity in terms of how to drive that. So I'm looking forward to him coming in and doing that.
Oh, of course. And we are looking forward to GCPL 2.0, as we would call it. As you said, Mr. Godrej has passed the baton to able hands, the leadership, under your leadership, and of course, Sudhir Sitapati. So all the best for the quarters to come, and hope to chat with you once again.
Thank you.
All right, that's the word coming in from Godrej Consumer, one of the big wealth creators for investors in the past. But don't lose sight of the markets. We wrap up on